Imagine closing your eyes tonight and waking up tomorrow with a mind sharper, calmer, and more unshakable than ever before. While the world sleeps in chaos, you will be reprogramming your thoughts, rewiring your emotions, and building the inner fortress every great philosopher spoke of. This is not magic. This is not wishful thinking. This is the power of Stoicism, a way of living so profound that it has shaped emperors, warriors, and thinkers for centuries. Tonight, you're not just resting, you're training your soul. As you drift into sleep, let these words seep into your consciousness. Let them replace fear with clarity, doubt with purpose, and weakness with strength. Every breath you take from this moment forward is a step toward mastery over yourself. The outside world may not change overnight, but you will. And when you change, everything else must follow. Remember, no one can disturb your peace unless you allow it. No event, no insult, no setback has the power to break you unless you give it permission. The Stoics understood this truth. Control what you can, accept what you cannot, and move forward without complaint. The storms of life are inevitable, but how you navigate them is entirely up to you. Do not waste your energy wishing for an easier path. Wish instead for the strength to endure the one you have. Your trials are not punishments, they are training. The hardship you face today is forging the steel within you for tomorrow's battles. The discomfort you feel now is the sign of growth, and growth never comes from comfort. As you sleep, I want these truths to echo in the deepest parts of your mind. You do not need applause to validate your worth. You do not need perfect circumstances to find peace. You do not need anyone's permission to be free. Freedom begins the moment you stop allowing your mind to be a prison of its own making. When morning comes, the world will test you. People will try to pull you into their storms, into their drama, into their noise. But you will remember, you are the calm in the storm. You are the mountain that remains unmoved as the winds howl around it. You do not react, you respond. You do not rage, you reason. Every obstacle will present you with two choices, resent it or rise from it. The Stoic chooses to rise. The moment you see every challenge as an opportunity for strength, you have already won. Victory in life is not measured by how often you avoid difficulty, but by how often you face it without losing yourself. Pain will come, but pain is not the enemy. Pain is the sculptor, and you are the marble. Let it carve away what is weak, what is unnecessary, what is holding you back. Do not run from it, use it. For a blade that is never sharpened cannot cut, and a mind that is never tested cannot grow wise. As you sleep, release the need for control over the uncontrollable. Let go of the past, for it no longer exists. Stop fearing the future, for it is not yet real. All you truly own is this moment, and how you choose to meet it. That choice, every single night and every single day, is the foundation of your power. And as your breathing deepens, you begin to understand that life has always been this simple. The noise of the world made it seem complicated, but the essence was always clear. What matters is not what happens to you, but what you choose to make of it. The Stoics taught that we are not disturbed by events themselves, but by the judgments we place upon them. Remove the judgment, and you remove the suffering. Think of your mind as a clear pool of water. Every opinion, every fear, every petty irritation is a stone thrown into it, distorting the surface. Tonight, you will let the water still. You will allow the ripples to fade until you can see straight to the bottom. This clarity is your birthright, but it must be claimed. You will find that most of the battles you fight are not with the world, but with yourself, your impulses, your expectations, your desire for things to be different. When you stop resisting reality, you stop exhausting yourself. Acceptance is not weakness, it is the refusal to waste energy on what cannot be changed. That energy is better spent on what can be shaped, your character, your discipline, your resolve. When anger rises, remember, it is simply your unmet expectation crashing against reality. Breathe. Step back. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year? In a month? In a day? Most of what angers us is forgotten before the sun sets. Why, then, give it your peace. The wise man saves his energy for battles worth fighting, and the greatest battle is always within. You must also understand that pleasure, like pain, is fleeting. Chasing it endlessly is like drinking salt water. It will only leave you thirstier. True satisfaction comes from living in harmony with your values, not from indulging every desire. When you live with virtue, you need nothing more to feel whole. Each day, you are offered countless chances to practice this. Someone cuts you off in traffic? That is your training. You face a delay, a disappointment, a rejection? That is your training. Every irritation is a weight in the gym of the mind. The more you lift, the stronger you become. Soon, what once would have broken you becomes nothing more than a passing breeze. As you drift deeper into sleep, know this, you are already enough. The world will tell you to become more, to gain more, to prove more. But the Stoic knows that the measure of a man is not in what he has, but in what he can live without. Freedom is found not in addition, but in subtraction, removing the need for approval, removing the fear of loss, removing the chains of desire. Tomorrow, you will wake to the same world, but you will not be the same person. You will walk with a steadiness that others will notice, even if they cannot name it. You will respond instead of react, choose instead of drift, and act instead of complain. This is how the Stoic lives, not perfectly, but deliberately. If you continue to practice this, night after night, thought after thought, you will find that the storms lose their power, the noise fades into silence, and your life becomes your own. And in that silence, in that control, you will discover something that cannot be taken from you, your unshakable peace. You will notice that the more you cultivate this inner stillness, the less you need from the outside world. Approval, praise, recognition, they begin to feel like passing shadows, nice to see, but unnecessary for your light to shine. Your worth does not increase when others notice you, nor does it decrease when they overlook you. The Stoic understands that a diamond remains a diamond, whether it is admired or buried in the earth. When difficulty appears, do not ask, "Why me?" Instead, ask, "What is this here to teach me?" Life is not happening against you. It is happening for you. Every hardship, every setback, every delay is a lesson wrapped in disguise. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim, you reclaim the full power of your life. There will be days when you feel tired, when the weight of the world presses heavy on your chest. In those moments, remember, strength is not the absence of fatigue, but the will to keep moving despite it. Even the strongest oak bends in the wind, but it does not break. You too will bend, but you will not break. At night, when the world grows quiet, reflect on the choices you made today. Did you act with courage? Did you remain calm when tested? Did you speak with honesty and listen with patience? These are the measures of progress. Not wealth, not possessions, not how much louder your voice was than another's. The Stoic life is measured by the alignment between what you believe and what you do. You will learn that people's opinions are like the wind, ever-changing, impossible to control, and often irrelevant. Do not build your house on the shifting sands of their approval. Build it on the solid rock of your principles, and no storm will move you. The world respects a man who cannot be bought, who cannot be swayed by bribes of praise or threats of insult. Fear will visit you, as it visits all men. But fear is only a messenger. It warns of danger, but it does not dictate your response. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the mastery of it. You master fear by facing it again and again until it loses its grip on you. Every time you act in spite of fear, you weaken its hold. And remember this, life is short, but it is wide. A man who spends it worrying about the past or fearing the future misses the only place life truly exists, here and now. The present moment is the only one you can live, the only one you can act in, the only one that belongs fully to you. Guard it well. As you sleep, these truths will take root in your mind. They will guide your thoughts when you wake, shape your actions through the day, and anchor you when life tests your patience. You will move with quiet strength, speak with measured words, and carry yourself with the dignity of one who knows himself. Over time, you will see that the greatest victories are not won in public but in the private battles you fight within. No one will see the moments when you choose discipline over temptation, silence over argument, patience over frustration. Yet these invisible victories shape you more than any applause ever could. They are the proof that you are becoming the master of yourself. When insulted, you will begin to feel the difference between a wound and a noise. Words are only blades if you choose to grasp them. Otherwise, they pass through the air like the wind, leaving you untouched. The wise man knows that the strength to remain unoffended is the ultimate power, because it frees him from being controlled by others' moods and tempers. You will also learn that fortune is fickle. What you own today may be gone tomorrow, and what you lack now may be placed in your hands without warning. To the Stoic, this is no cause for fear or excitement. It is simply the nature of life. You are not what you own, nor what you lose. You are what remains when all else is stripped away. That essence, your character, your reason, your virtue, is untouchable. There will be mornings when you rise and the world feels heavy, when you question the value of effort. In those moments, remember that the struggle itself is the reward. The act of showing up, of living with intention, of choosing integrity over convenience, that is the victory. Life will test your resolve not with grand, dramatic battles, but with the small, daily choices that reveal who you truly are. As the days pass, your perception will shift. Where others see inconvenience, you will see practice. Where they see offense, you will see an opportunity for restraint. Where they see failure, you will see the sharpening of your skills. Slowly, the world transforms, not because it has changed, but because you have. And one day, you will realize that the storms no longer frighten you. You no longer hope for an easier sea, but for a stronger ship. You welcome the waves, because you know they test the strength you have built. This is the way of the Stoic, not to hide from life's trials, but to meet them head-on, calm and steady, knowing they will pass and you will remain. Sleep deeply now, letting each word settle into the roots of your mind. When you wake, carry them with you, not as distant philosophy, but as the way you walk, speak, and live. For wisdom is not what you know, it is how you act when the moment demands it. And that moment, as always, is now. And as you allow yourself to sink further into rest, understand that mastery over the mind is not a single achievement, it is a lifelong practice. Just as the body grows stronger through daily training, the mind becomes unshakable through constant discipline. Each night, you can choose to plant seeds of clarity, patience, and courage. And each morning, those seeds grow quietly into the fabric of your character. Do not expect perfection from yourself. Even the greatest Stoics stumbled. What set them apart was their ability to return to the path, no matter how many times they strayed. They understood that the measure of a person is not in how rarely they fall, but in how quickly they rise after each fall. You, too, can embody this resilience. When you are tempted to complain, pause and consider, will my words solve this problem, or will they only give it more power over me? The act of restraint, of holding back from unnecessary speech, is itself a form of strength. Silence, when chosen with wisdom, can be sharper than any argument and more peaceful than any victory. Life will continue to bring you moments of joy and moments of pain. The Stoic accepts both without clinging to either, knowing that nothing in life is truly permanent. Just as the sunrise cannot last forever, neither can the storm. This knowledge brings freedom, because you stop fearing change and start moving with it. You will begin to notice that your mind is calmer when you focus on what is within your control. Your actions, your words, your intentions, these are your domain. The rest belongs to fate. And when you stop trying to control what was never yours to command, you release yourself from endless frustration. There is a quiet strength that comes from this acceptance. It is not loud or dramatic, but steady and immovable. Others will see it in you without understanding why. They will feel it in your presence, a certain calm, as if you are anchored deep beneath the waves while they are tossed about on the surface. Carry this anchor into tomorrow. Carry it into every conversation, every challenge, every disappointment. And when the world tries to pull you into chaos, you will remain centered. Not because the world has grown calmer, but because you have. Now, let your breathing guide you deeper into rest. Each inhale draws in strength, each exhale releases fear. You are building a fortress within your mind, one thought at a time. And when morning light returns, you will wake not as you were, but as the person you are becoming. Calm, disciplined, and free. In the stillness of the night, as your body rests and your mind drifts deeper into calm, remember that every breath you take is a reminder. You are alive, and while you are alive, you have the power to choose. You cannot choose the cards life deals you, but you can choose how you play them. That choice, small as it may seem, is the foundation of all freedom. There will always be voices in the world trying to pull you away from this truth. Voices of fear, of doubt, of envy, of anger. They will tell you that you are not enough, that you must chase more, that happiness lies somewhere out there in the distance. But the Stoic knows the truth. Happiness is not found in the distance, but in the depth of this very moment. When you learn to find contentment in what you have now, you remove the chains that keep most people running in circles. Gratitude is the soil in which peace grows, and peace is the ground where true strength takes root. The more grateful you are for what is here, the less power the world has to make you restless. You will face moments when everything seems to go wrong, when even your best efforts appear to fail. In those moments, the world will watch to see how you respond. The Stoic does not crumble. He does not curse the storm. He adjusts his sails and continues forward, knowing that the direction matters more than the speed. There is a kind of quiet dignity in this way of living. It does not seek attention, it does not demand applause. It is felt more than it is seen. You will know you are walking the path when you are less concerned with proving yourself to others and more concerned with keeping your word to yourself. Let each word you hear tonight sink into the deepest part of you, where thoughts become habits and habits become who you are. By the time the sun rises, your mind will be calmer, your heart steadier, your will stronger. The world may remain as chaotic as ever, but within you, there will be a still point that nothing can touch. This still point is your refuge, your fortress, your home. Return to it whenever you are tested. Return to it when life feels heavy. Return to it not to escape the world, but to face it with clarity. Now, rest deeper. Every sound fades, every muscle loosens, every thought grows lighter. The night is your ally, carrying these truths into the core of your being. Tomorrow you will not simply wake. You will rise, ready to live as the Stoics lived, with strength, with wisdom, and with unshakable peace and the stillness of the night. As your body rests and your mind drifts deeper into calm, remember that every breath you take is a reminder. You are alive, and while you are alive, you have the power to choose. You cannot choose the cards life deals you, but you can choose how you play them. That choice, small as it may seem, is the foundation of all freedom. There will always be voices in the world trying to pull you away from this truth. Voices of fear, of doubt, of envy, of anger. They will tell you that you are not enough, that you must chase more, that happiness lies somewhere out there in the distance. But the Stoic knows the truth. Happiness is not found in the distance, but in the depth of this very moment. When you learn to find contentment in what you have now, you remove the chains that keep most people running in circles. Gratitude is the soil in which peace grows, and peace is the ground where true strength takes root. The more grateful you are for what is here, the less power the world has to make you restless. You will face moments when everything seems to go wrong, when even your best efforts appear to fail. In those moments, the world will watch to see how you respond. The Stoic does not crumble. He does not curse the storm. He adjusts his sails and continues forward, knowing that the direction matters more than the speed. There is a kind of quiet dignity in this way of living. It does not seek attention, it does not demand applause. It is felt more than it is seen. You will know you are walking the path when you are less concerned with proving yourself to others and more concerned with keeping your word to yourself. Let each word you hear tonight sink into the deepest part of you, where thoughts become habits and habits become who you are. By the time the sun rises, your mind will be calmer, your heart steadier, your will stronger. The world may remain as chaotic as ever, but within you, there will be a still point that nothing can touch. This still point is your refuge, your fortress, your home. Return to it whenever you are tested. Return to it when life feels heavy. Return to it not to escape the world, but to face it with clarity. Now, rest deeper. Every sound fades, every muscle loosens, every thought grows lighter. The night is your ally, carrying these truths into the core of your being. Tomorrow, you will not simply wake. You will rise, ready to live as the Stoics lived, with strength, with wisdom, and with unshakable peace. And as you sink further into this calm, understand that the mind you are shaping tonight will guide you long after these words have faded. You are creating pathways of thought that lead not to fear, not to anger, not to desperation, but to clarity, to reason, to strength. These paths will become so familiar that, in time, they will be the only ones you walk. There will come a day when the things that once disturbed you barely touch the surface of your mind. Someone's insult will no longer burn. It will simply pass like a cloud across the sky. The delay you once cursed will become a moment to breathe. The loss you once feared will reveal itself as an opening for something greater. This is the power of training your thoughts. Just as a craftsman shapes stone with patient, deliberate strikes, you are shaping your inner world one choice at a time. The blows may be small, but over time, they reveal a form that is unshakable, purposeful, and whole. You will learn to treat each day as a gift, because it is. Even the difficult ones, especially the difficult ones, for they are the days that test the strength you have built. Easy days do not forge warriors. The fire of trial is what tempers the steel of the soul. And when fear comes, and it will, meet it without turning away. Look at it closely and ask, "What are you here to teach me?" For fear is often a signpost pointing toward the very thing you must face to grow. Avoid it, and you remain the same. Confront it, and you step into the next version of yourself. As you drift, know that you carry within you the same power that guided the greatest minds of history. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca. Each faced hardships beyond imagining, yet their words still breathe strength into the world centuries later. They had no special gift except the courage to live by the principles they spoke. You have that same courage within you now. Let the night complete its work. Let your body heal, your mind settle, and your spirit rise. When you wake, the noise of the world will try again to draw you away from this center, but you will return to it, as surely as the tide returns to the shore. Tomorrow, you will walk with a quiet confidence that does not need to be announced. You will listen more than you speak, act more than you promise, and keep your peace even when others lose theirs. This is the mark of one who rules not over the world, but over himself. You will come to understand that ruling over yourself is the greatest victory a person can ever achieve. No crown, no title, no riches can compare to the mastery of your own thoughts, emotions, and actions. For the one who governs himself cannot be overthrown by the chaos of the world. Each choice you make, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you choose patience over anger, discipline over indulgence, wisdom over impulse, you strengthen the foundation of your character. And a strong foundation can carry you through any storm. There will be moments when you are tempted to return to old ways, to react as you once did, to let the world dictate your peace. But you will remember the stillness you have built. You will remember the nights you trained your mind to be calm, the days you practiced walking in virtue. And you will return to that path, no matter how far you stray. Others may not understand this quiet transformation. They may notice that you no longer rise to their bait, no longer match their noise, no longer get swept into the same storms. Some will admire it, others will feel challenged by it. But your duty is not to explain yourself, it is to live in alignment with what you know to be right. The world often rewards noise and punishes restraint. But the Stoic knows that the approval of the crowd is as fleeting as the wind. What matters is not how loudly you are praised, but how deeply you remain rooted when no one is watching. As you sleep, let every muscle loosen, every thought slow, every breath deepen. This is the time when your mind absorbs the lessons you choose to feed it. Tonight, you have chosen strength. Tonight, you have chosen clarity. Tonight, you have chosen to be unmoved by what you cannot control, and devoted to mastering what you can. When the sun rises, the tests will come again. Small irritations, unexpected changes, the unpredictable behavior of others. But each one will be an opportunity. You will meet them as the Stoics did, not with fear, but with the calm assurance that you are ready. And because you are ready, you will not merely survive the day, you will command it. And as the night carries you deeper into rest, the truth becomes clearer. You are not at the mercy of the world's storms, you are the captain of your own ship. Winds may change, waves may rise, but the course you set is yours alone to follow. The sea cannot decide your destination, only you can. In this understanding, fear begins to dissolve. You realize that the things you once worried about, opinions, setbacks, uncertainties, are as temporary as passing clouds. They drift in, they drift out, and the sky remains. You are that sky, vast, steady, unshaken. You will find yourself responding to life with a patience you never knew you had. When delays come, you will see them as time given, not time stolen. When plans shift, you will adapt without complaint. When others lose control, you will remain grounded, not because you force yourself to be calm, but because calm has become your nature. And when challenges appear, you will meet them as a blacksmith meets the fire, not with dread, but with the certainty that this heat will only strengthen you. Every trial is a forge, every struggle a hammer, shaping you into something stronger, sharper, more precise. You will begin to welcome the test, because you know what it is making of you. This is the quiet advantage of living by Stoic principles. It is not that life becomes easier, but that you become greater than the difficulties you face. You rise above them, not with arrogance, but with a humble understanding that nothing can touch the mind that chooses its own response. Let the night do its work now. Let the stillness deepen, the breath slow, the body sink into perfect rest. These truths will weave themselves into your thinking, into your reflexes, into the very rhythm of your being. And when morning comes, they will be there, silent, steady, ready to guide you through whatever the day holds. You will move through the world not as one who is tossed about, but as one who carries an inner compass. No matter where you are, no matter who you meet, no matter what happens, you will know your direction, and you will walk it without fear. And as your mind drifts further into this deep stillness, you begin to realize that life's true power lies in how little it actually demands from you. It does not require that you control the world, it only asks that you control yourself. The storms outside may rage without end, but they cannot enter the fortress you have built within unless you open the gates. You will see that the moments you once rushed through, wishing they would pass, are the very moments that shape you. Waiting in silence, enduring discomfort, facing uncertainty, these are not empty spaces in your life, they are the training grounds of the soul. Each time you remain steady in these moments, you grow stronger without even realizing it. There will be times when others expect you to match their anger, their impatience, their fear. But you will meet them with a calm they cannot shake. This does not mean you are indifferent. It means you choose not to be ruled by emotions that burn themselves out but leave no light behind. Your steadiness will unsettle some, inspire others, but above all, it will preserve your own peace. You will learn to see every challenge as a teacher. Pain will teach you endurance. Failure will teach you humility. Success will teach you gratitude. And even loss will teach you the truth that nothing in this world was truly yours to keep, except your ability to choose how you live. The more you practice this, the more you will notice a change in the way you walk through the day. You will speak less, but with more weight. You will react slower, but with more clarity. You will move through the noise of life without becoming part of it. And when the night returns again, you will not collapse from exhaustion. You will rest with the quiet satisfaction of someone who lived deliberately. Someone who did not waste their energy on the uncontrollable, but instead poured it into what mattered. Let this awareness sink into you now, as the last remnants of tension leave your body. Feel the ground beneath you, steady and unmoving, just as you are becoming. Each breath you take is a reminder that peace is always here, waiting for you to return to it. By the time the morning light touches your face, you will rise with a mind that is clear, a heart that is strong, and a spirit that does not bend to the weight of the world. You will carry this strength quietly, not needing to prove it, knowing it is enough simply to live it.